My name is Marion, and if anybody had said to me a few years ago that I would be standing in front of the steps of the Supreme Court building talking to you about anything, I would have probably told them they were crazy for a myriad of reasons. I'm not a very good public speaker, but also I had an abortion, and it was something that I thought that I would never speak to anyone about. However, I was at this very march 3 years ago, and walking in front of this building and seeing these men and women standing out front holding signs that said, "I regret my abortion, I regret the loss of my fatherhood," I was cut to the very core of my being. And so I stand here today on the shoulders of all these men and women and all of you that have fought this fight for so long. And I stand with you and say that I will be silent no more. I stand in defense of children. I stand in defense of life. I stand in defense of truth. And this is the truth. Legalized abortion in our country is a grave and great tragedy. Abortion not only kills babies, abortion hurts, not helps women, marriages, and families, and I know this from my own personal experience. This truly is a historic week in the history of our country. People have gathered here from all over the country and the world to celebrate the inauguration of the first African American president, President Barack Obama. They have come and we have come to celebrate the ideals and freedoms upon which our country was founded, and that is right and good. But a country that denies the most basic premise of its right for existence to a portion of its citizenry, a country that denies the most basic right, the right to life, to the most vulnerable segment of our society, unborn children, a country that allows such practices under legal protection of its laws, is a country that by virtue of its practices is in decline. Abortion, it's true. Okay. Abortion kills babies and hurts families, and this negatively impacts all of society. People all over the world have placed their hope in President Barack Obama. I call on our new president to truly become the president of us all, to stand in defense of all Americans, especially the most defenseless, those who cannot speak for themselves, the unborn. I call on him to lead by example, standing for change in unjust laws instead of adding to them, laws that lead to torture and murder of babies in the womb, laws that have brought untold damage to millions of families in this country and has allowed the deaths of millions of babies. Of the 50 million of the millions of Americans that witnessed the birth of a new presidency this week, there were 50 million among us that were not present among us. I believe that many recognize that this truly is a moment that is pregnant in time, when the future of our country really hangs in the balance. I pray for our president, and I pray that there will be the birth of new freedom and hope in this country. But real freedom will be born only from a country and a people that acknowledge truth as the basis of our government. And the truth is that the most basic freedom afforded by God and only rightly acknowledged by our Constitution, is the right to life for every person, no matter how small. Although it is important, it is not ultimately the economy or the environment that will be the determining factor as to whether this great country continues to thrive, but rather how we as a society that was built on the recognition of the freedom to life and liberty for every person recognizes or denies that sacred right, the right to life. I believe that beginning a dialogue, recognizing and upholding the dignity of every child and every life is the real secret to begin a path down a road to peace between cultures. So, in closing, I humbly appeal to our new president. Turn around like I did. Rise to the hope for real leadership that this country and the world has placed in you. And then one day we might really be able to stand and fulfill Martin Luther King's dream and sing together, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are really free at last. Thank you.